In progress.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This morning, today I want to review journalism in Norway. My name is Salazar Fatinaccia, student number 40. I want to discussion about dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea, which is defined as painful menstruation, affect up to 50% to 90% of adolescent girls and women of reproductive age. This dysmenorrhea leads to this decreased quality of life, absenteeism, and increased risk of depression and anxiety. Dysmenorrhea is typically described as cramping pain in the lower abdomen beginning at the onset of menstrual flow and lasting 8 to 72 hours. Dysmenorrhea has a classification to this primary dysmenorrhea and secondary dysmenorrhea. Primary dysmenorrhea occurs in the absence of pelvic pathology. It is mediated by elevated prostaglandin and leukotriene levels, with inflammation causing uterine uncontractility and cramping pain. Secondary dysmenorrhea is due to pelvic pathology or a recognized medical condition and accounts for about 10% of cases of dysmenorrhea. And two is risk factor, nulliparity premenstrual syndrome, and a history of pelvic inflammatory diseases are also associated with the disorder. Protective factor include increasing age, increasing parity, exercise, and oral contraceptive use. Primary dysmenorrhea, age younger than 30 years, body mass index less than 20 kilo per meter, smoking, earlier menarche younger than 12 years, longer menstrual cycles, heavy menstrual flow, and history of sexual abuse. And secondary dysmenorrhea is associated with infertility, especially when caused by endometriosis. However, secondary dysmenorrhea associated with increasing gravidity, parity, and body mass index suggests a cause other than endometriosis. And third is clinical. Dysmenorrhea is typically described as cramping pain in the lower abdomen, beginning at the onset of menstrual flow and lasting 8 to 72 hours. It is often accompanied by nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, headache, muscle cramp, low back pain, fatigue, and in more severe case, sleep disturbance. Symptoms more consistent with secondary dysmenorrhea include change in our progressive worsening of pelvic pain, abnormal uterine bleeding, vaginal discharge, and dyspareunia. And for its diagnosis, evaluation should begin with a complete medical, gynecologic, menstrual family, and surgical history. A pelvic examination is not necessary in patient presenting with symptoms consistent with primary dysmenorrhea. If symptoms is consistent with a secondary dysmenorrhea, a pelvic examination should be complete and ultrasonography performed to assess for anatomic abnormalities or other pathology. And five is treatment. First is non-pharmacologic therapies like physical activity and exercise. And two is hormonal therapies, progestin only oral, and contraceptive are alternative for those who are not candidates for estrogen therapy. And three is NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and four is treatment-resistant surgical options are available for patients whose symptoms do not improve with medical therapies. And six, in conclusion, dysmenorrhea is typically described as cramping pain in the lower abdomen beginning at the onset of menstrual flow and lasting 8 to 72 hours. There are two types of dysmenorrhea, primary dysmenorrhea and secondary dysmenorrhea. Treatment for dysmenorrhea are non-pharmacological therapies, hormonal therapies, and SAIDs, and treatment resistant. And the last is resolutional dysmenorrhea from Catherine A. McKenna, MD, MPH, and Tori V. Fogleman, MD. Then Medical Lancaster General Health Family and Community Medical Resistance Program, Licensure, Pennsylvania, American Family Physician, volume 102, number 2. Okay, thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.